I'm so excited that everyone is here and gets to meet my guest, Corinne. Welcome, welcome to the Soul Freedom series as it evolves very spontaneously and organically. There's just a call to have this container, a container so that spirit can come into and help us all to activate these unseen forces and sources to help us illuminate the path ahead and support us in manifesting our soul's dream. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Demetria, and I am with abundanceangel.org. And I was one of Corinne's apprentices as part of her famous Angel Alchemy Academy. Corinne is a licensed therapist, author, speaker, healer, teacher, and founder of the Angel Alchemy Academy. A miracle, a mind-blowing miracle from the angels actually saved her life, cured her of depression, and awakened her spiritual gifts. And now she teaches us and many all over the world how to awaken their gifts, heal their lives, and discover their true purpose by working with angels and the divine. She bridges others with direct mystical experiences, lots of laughter, down to earth spiritual wisdom, ritual, and powerful energy medicine that awakens the heart, mind, and soul. And Corinne, I just remember I met you in 2013. She formally introduced me to my guardian angel, which I know she's going to help us all do that today. And I remember being in her office, here she was, this licensed therapist who was, channeling angels. And I remember that we were part of that original group of 12 people. There was exactly 12 of us, and there was just so much magic. And I'm just so excited for what is in store.
Oh my God. Demetria, that was so long ago, right?
Yes.
It's like lifetimes ago for both of us. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. It's like a reunion. I just love it because
I know. And somehow I'm like, okay, because I haven't actually talked to you in like kind of a while. I was like, oh, can we just talk about you for a while?
Yeah.
I want to catch up with your life. What's going on, girl? Jeez.
Like, let's get personal right now.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I'm sure that would be more fun. Oh my gosh. Well, Corinne said that she is willing to answer questions. So just be thinking if you have any questions, feel free to you can put them in the chat. But in the meantime, I kind of want to jump into to the fun stuff.
Yes.
If you would be willing, if you would be ever so willing, because when you call in angels, it's like really magical things happen.
Oh,
Like really magical things.
You think? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, let's do it. Should we do that together?
Yes.
All right. So for if there's anybody listening that's never worked with angels before, the way that I like to do it is to really open up your physical senses, as in to help you be able to feel and sense. So that is always like one of my intentions when I work with angels on behalf of other people. I ask that spirit comes through physically, so that you're more likely to be able to feel them, because that made all the difference for me when I was finally able to feel them. Then it's like, okay, I feel someone holding my hand. I know that there's something going on. So I just want to give that foundation first. And then we're just going to invite in the creator of all that is, and all of the archangels. Some of you, are rocking different. There's actually, I feel like, a real strong presence of Archangel Raphael here today. So he's the healer. So if you have things that you need some healing done, he's the one to ask for that. So we're going to ask all of the archangels, Archangel Michael, to come and really help lift our vibe, lift our energy, and help insulate us from the energy that's happening all around us in the world. And we're going to call in your holy guardian angels. And we're going to ask that those angels, especially the angels that are nurturing to you, to really come around you and wrap you in some angel wings or a beautiful, soft little blanket so you can feel warmth and comfort. And I think that that's what angels can really do for all of us, uh, especially with a year like 2020. Um, we need all the help we can get to find warmth and comfort. So I recommend breathing a little bit, exhaling anything that's kind of getting in your way right now, and try and come fully into your body and invite your guardians in even closer to you. So they need an invitation. So just bring them in closer to you, and see if you can notice any activity for you. If you might feel a tingle on your hands, or a little pressure on your shoulder, or just a feeling of warmth or a change of temperature in the room. So there we go. And we're just going to ask that spirit continually helps raise your vibe and helps declutter you while Demetria and I are talking. All right. Demetria, you feel anything?
Absolutely. That's slowly coming in here.
Did you get the angel wallop?
They have me in this like blanket holding me up.
Yeah, that's what they're good for. That's what they're good at. Especially right now, they're um I think, they're kind of in a little bit of a pickle in a way, because a lot of people don't a lot of people, when they think of angels, they think they're, in the Bible, just doing often somewhere else, doing something else. But they're really needing us to invite them in for more magic. And we need all the warmth and comfort we can get.
Yeah, that's funny because when I met you, like I was reflecting on my life and I realized like how many times the angels tried to get my attention throughout different parts of my life, like
Really?
yeah, I mean, I remember, the dome of like the church growing up, right? There's like angels all over. And then I remember like the first job or the first group that I was in college, like the mascot was angels.
Uh-huh.
And then, and then a job, it was all angels, and I'm
Wow.
like, I didn't realize it at the time. It's like you said, there's like pretty pictures. Like who doesn't like these pretty pictures,
They're
right?
so pretty. Yeah. Look at those wings. How cool. Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of like they're just and I think a lot of people have that experience where they can look back and go, "Oh, maybe that was something that I was supposed to look at." But when they do finally make an entrance into your life, sometimes it's not very subtle. Like when they finally do break through and you actually engage them and make it a ritual, right? Do it consistently. A really cool, amazing stuff has happened. Uh, and so, Demetria, when did you really start um, deciding that angels were real and not just figments of your imagination or paintings on a wall?
I think it was when I met you.
Mm.
It was when I met you. It was at a mom's pampering, I believe.
Yeah. So you guys, I used to do when I was doing psychotherapy work, I was here in Walnut Creek, California, and I had an office and I was trying to be a traditional therapist and it just didn't work. So that's the place when I met you. I was just coming out of the spiritual closet and doing offerings. So yeah, I was like for a lot of moms with young kids that were all butthurt and depressed and angry and lost themselves. And Demetria, you're one of them. You're all butthurt, stiff.
You were, yeah, you definitely helped. Like I remember because you were a bridge. I always refer to you.
Aw.
Corinne was my bridge, like into this world, because prior to meeting you, I was so into, my work, my kids, and just seeing things very kind of intellectually, and you could see that. I mean, you immediately could see that. You're like, okay, you do some really heady stuff, don't you? I remember you saying
Yeah.
that without even knowing, what I did, and like you were that bridge that just like, I mean, you introduced me to my guardian angel, and I remember you were like, feel that sudden warmth on your left shoulder, and it got like really warm, like the sun was beaming, it was a feeling like the sun kind of beaming in through the window.
Oh,
And it wasn't until later that I realized it was 7 o'clock at night. Like I didn't think about it at the time. Like I felt normal. Like it was just like, oh yeah, like suddenly the sun is like beaming through the window. And then I was like, it was 7 p.m.
there was no sun. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. Ah, that's so great.
And someone
Oh,
just said that Corinne did that for me as well.
oh, they did.
Only seen part of the chat. Hold on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cheryl's here. Hi, Cheryl. Good to see you. Feels like a warm hug, Shelley said. Oh, yes. That's what it feels like when you're in contact with the angels and your guardian angels. And people, it's just, people think of it as like, woo woo or new agey or something. And it's just not, it's just practical life strategy.
Absolutely. And actually, one thing that was really kind of present before this call is, if I could ask the angels, if you could, if there is a message, because there are so many people that are, it's not the easiest time, for many people.
It's
And
it's a shit show.
it's
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Demetria, you know how I speak, so hopefully you're allowed to do a little cussing. I'm allowed to do a little cussing on here. Every once in a while.
it's free on this show. Yeah.
Are you going to censor me, Demetria?
No filters, not for me. Not for me.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, like, I mean, do the angels have any message for us, and so many of us going through this massive transition right now? And I think what's really hard for a lot of people right now is like, with everything that's happened this year, to watch, so many people have like really struck gold, right? Like the tech companies and the mask making companies, right? Like huge, I mean, they're doing great, like millionaires overnight, right?
I mean, how Zoom? If only I had stock in Zoom. Those
I know.
fuckers. Man, tapping our resources there. Yeah. Okay, so you're saying, yeah, some
Yeah, and
people
so there's
are
a split, right? There's that, and then there's the rest of humanity who is, who's really struggling, where it's like, okay, is there even enough income? So just like that. So what do the angels have to say about kind of this like change, and also this sort of, this side and that side, and how can we bridge that?
yeah. Hold on, I'm a little distracted. I saw a question. Maria, can you please tell me who is my guardian angel? I'm not going to give names to angels, but what I see right now for you is they're standing on the left side of your body, and I would say more energy around your leg. So like touching your knee or comforting your knee. So you might just want to like let yourself feel or just open up to that part of your body. Okay, so what do they say about that? Here's the thing. This is not just the angels anymore. It's everybody, spirits just chiming in. I'm getting a lot of connection ever since COVID started. It was like the planet Earth, the big mama was like, talking to me, and it got really intense for a while because the synchronicities with the material world, it was like the animals were coming to talk to us or talk to me intuitively, and the trees and the so I was like, hey, where are the angels? I'm trying to do this because I did this, what is it, like a 6-day ritual in the 7-day miracle challenge Facebook group, and I was like, okay, we're gonna get together, do an angel ritual to help raise the roof, and then as I'm dialing in, every day I would channel, I'm like, okay, still no angels. It was like the spirit of the mountain came, and then so at first it's just like we need to be grounded. I think that is ultimately what I'm saying there. We need to be grounded. There's been a lot of information from angels is to stay in your body, don't escape your body. but also because we're going through a collective trauma, a lot of information coming through on becoming more aware of your trauma response and not making big decisions based in fear and based in trauma. So we do have a lot of transformation, a lot of upheaval. The best that I can describe that I've been able to describe about this period for humanity is that we are in like in the cycles and rhythms of nature. We are like in a great vomit, a great purge. And I don't know if anybody here has ever done a spiritual ceremony or a shamanic plant ceremony. I do plant ceremony. I've done that for 10 years, a few times a year. And the thing about plant ceremonies that every once in a while you can have an intense vomit and maybe a little diarrhea, sometimes at the same time. Okay. So you might have to prioritize, like, which one do I feel like is going to come out first, and like, okay, let's handle it. All right. It's a little graphic, but that's how I roll. So right now we are in the puke diarrhea purge. And so when the medicine is doing that with you, it's good medicine. So people who work with these medicines understand that when you're purging, you're releasing poison. You're getting rid of demons. You're getting rid of, like, literally, in the Amazon, they believe that when you're purging, a lot of times you are actually uh, sending out, casting away demons. And so that is the framework that I've been working with this energy with over the summer and with spirit. So with that understanding, another symbol that constantly comes up is the butterfly. So cliche for spiritual folk. We know what the butterfly is transformation. And we're like, yeah, score, we're turning into butterflies, but we're not turning into butterflies. Right now, we're decaying inside of the chrysalis. We are in the cocoon. We are breaking apart from our mental structures, our emotional structures. Um, and it's like there's this imminent rebirth going on. But what is required of us, and this is where, like, the angels come in. What is required of us right now is obviously try not to, you're not going to be able to control the puke purge process. That shit, it's happening. You could see it wherever you look. But also at the same time, there's something beautiful emerging. But that comes from, but it's not birthed yet. So in the chrysalis, the caterpillar breaks down, and then there's what they call imaginal cells that don't have code yet. They don't have any code. They haven't been birthed yet. And so right now we have to be, like, acutely aware that the future has not been born yet. And so it requires heart-centered folk like us to hold a powerful vision of beauty, to look past what is obvious. Now, that does not mean to not activate, to not be an activist, and to not, put your, to not vote. It doesn't mean to spiritually bypass what's happening on the planet. It's like, do your civic duties, do what you're called to do your service, but hold a vision of beauty. And when you hold a vision of beauty, it doesn't even mean that you care about the outcome. It just means, like, just hold a frequency of beauty and let spirit fill in the blanks for us. Because I think we're all a little like walking a tightrope right now, and it takes a lot more. Like, this is not what's the word? This is not a drill. This is no longer a pop quiz. And so all of the spiritual practices that we've accumulated and learned, this is the time to really do it. So spirit says, hold a vision, and also get creative. And when you're doing productive, positive things creatively, or you're being of service in some way, it really kind of helps you separate from the puke vomit, get a little space from that, and really hone into your own gift, if you will. That was long. Sorry. You asked, Demetria.
And it was perfect. I I completely see that. Yeah, and I like how you emphasized how these imaginal cells, they haven't really formed yet, and how important it is right now to come from the heart. Because
Mm,
you're right, there is no going back to how
mm-mm.
things were. that's over.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's really just all of us like collectively coming to terms with this really kind of new dominant reality. And from what you said, it's much more coming from the heart instead of up here.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody just asked a question, I think, and I can't see it.
Cindy saying she loves that whole division of beauty. Carla wants a plant medicine journey. I may be taking folks sometime next year when we can travel again. Everyone, there will be many journeys to be had. Let's see, like, I don't know physically, where am I?
Yeah, someone I think had asked about their guardian angel, but now I can't see who that was.
I think that was the one that I read already.
Okay.
And let's see, is it Hanvier or my eyes are like horrible. Okay, or Janvier could
Cynthia,
be.
yeah, Cynthia, maybe. I think she's asking if she could be aware, if you could tune in.
I don't see Cynthia's, but I see. Okay, and then and someone is asking, can the angels help me release the blocks preventing me from moving forward in life? Yes. Oh God. Yeah. I mean, yes. That is very much how I've worked with angels. I haven't worked with angels like in there's a difference between like people who work with like things religiously, like from a pious place, and how to work with these beautiful forces of nature to help activate your path. I see angels as a pathway towards transformation and even enlightenment, if you use that word ever. So, and actually, the ancient magical traditions have often worked with angels. If you look at, a Kabbalah, systems like Kabbalah or the Tree of Life, there's usually an angel in every Sephiroth and every pathway. So, angels, yes, they absolutely help you break through the barriers, but they can't do it for you. So I often use the oh, what is it? It's like a verse. I'm not prepared, but I think it's like it's either Paul or Peter. Okay, I'm no biblical scholar, so bear with me. But he was imprisoned. Like one of the apostles was imprisoned in Herod's place, and he was going to trial the next day. And so he was asleep. There was a couple of guards in the room, and he was awakened by a bright light in the room. And he saw this beautiful angel, and the angel said, "Get up, put on your robe, put on your shoes." And so he's like, "Okay, I'm just all okay. What else am I doing?" So he puts on the robe, puts on the shoes. Then the angel says, "Come walk with me, come walk out." And in that moment, he had a choice. He could be like, I can't fucking, like, that's insane. There's guards right there. Then there's guards in the outer temple. And so he walked himself. He was guided by the angel to walk himself out of the prison, out of the entire prison, off the land and off the property into freedom. So he was able to walk his way with all tons of guards magically, miraculously out of the prison. So I use this to answer your question, because the angel did not pick up Paul or Peter, whichever one it was, pick him up and walk him out of the gate and do it for him. He invited him. It's an invitation. Hey, put on your shoes, put on your robes. But to many of us, we miss that. We first of all don't believe it's possible to break out of our prison. So we're stuck in this little place, in the smallness that we sense is small, where our essence wants to expand, but we don't give ourselves permission to actually put on the damn shoes and leave the building. So, so again, angels will inspire us. They'll give us a roadmap sometimes, but it's always up to the human and their free will to bust out of the barrier.
Wow, I just have chills that you shared that story, because I remember you saying that back in when I left my job. Like that was like
No
what
way.
gave me the courage to leave, to leave a job that I had been in for 12, yeah, it was like 12 years. 12 is a very magical number in my life, but but
Yeah.
yeah, it was like 12 years. And I remember, it was time, like it had suited me beautifully. It really was a blessing for those years, raising my kids. And, um, but it was time to leave.
Wow.
And the old, the ego and the conditioning, it's kind of uncomfortable to make a
Mhm.
change like that, even though
Mhm.
spirit and your soul is saying, okay, it's time to transition. There
Yeah.
is a part of us that still just wants to hold on because it's all we know
Oh,
and
for
it's
sure.
safe.
For sure.
And so, like, that story is so powerful because we sometimes need a bridge. We need someone to kind of point us a little bit, like you're rowing a boat. Like, if you didn't row it at all, you would probably go up like go up the side. Like, you need to, like, at least like have a little bit of assistance to kind of stay in the direction of the flow, and I feel like you and just the angels help us do that. But like you said, we have our free will and they're not going to intervene
Mhm.
unless we ask for help.
Mhm. Yeah. Unless we ask for help, and then they will drop intuitive messages. Sometimes they'll give you like really insane synchronicities or whatever. But I say never wait for synchronicities. We all know in our hearts what we want, and we pretend to be confused because we don't like the answer, because we can't see how that's going to get accomplished. Or it's too like it's hard work when you actually start living your soul's dream. It's hard work in
Well,
certain
it's
ways
a change. I
to
don't like the
get to
word
get
work.
out.
I'm like delete work, but it's a change and
All
it's
right.
being willing, it's being
Yeah.
willing to change like the way that
Right.
you've done things.
Yeah. And I'm
Now,
still gonna say I'm still gonna say it's hard work, but not in a bad way, right?
right, it's
Because it's gonna feel like work to have to negotiate your whole life, but we have to stay on the long game where you're working towards a life, that really fits you. And no matter what you do for work, doesn't feel like work anymore, right?
exactly. Okay, so Shelly has her hand raised, Shelly Eagle, but I'm not sorry. Do you want to ask your question? Unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yes, thank you so much. I want to say I tuned in late, so forgive me if you don't. Do you mind a personal question that maybe can help everybody, or are you wanting us to just do generic? I don't want to go against what you've requested, and as I say, I just tuned in, so I don't know where I'm at in that way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty flex right now. I mean,
Okay,
we
beautiful.
we could just give it a shot and see what
Okay,
happens.
beautiful. I'll just say I haven't always worked. I know my guide. I know my main, who I believe is my main guide. I know his name, all of that. And I've just recently started to really sincerely believe in the angels guiding me. I've always believed in them, but I haven't really felt them for me. And I now know I just say to them, okay, guys, I call them the guys because I don't really know what else to call them. And I don't know if they have particular names. And so I say, okay, guys, take over. And I've seen that they do. I mean, it's quite miraculous when I'm
Mhm.
not sure of something, I just put it in their hands and I get an answer.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, do you see for me, are you able to see if I have a group, if I have just a couple, if I have a major, are you able to determine that?
Well, I mean, I do feel like here's the thing is that when I really tune into anybody, they all have a posse. It's always more than one. It's
You,
just who the more prominent one. So your guides will probably change, not change, but you'll have some that will be more prominent over time, Shelley, like just depending on what you're working on. So,
yes,
and they'll make contact with you in different ways. So yeah, I mean, it's just a safe bet. I don't have to do an intuitive thing for that. It's just, yes, you
beautiful.
have a big posse, but I do see one that's like, bigger, more masculine,
Yes.
but like big. So, So I would say that might be your prominent one right now.
Okay.
Who and also, yeah, often, yeah, I feel like for you, you have, some really good protectors, right? So
Yeah.
to me, that means you probably make a lot of um power moves in your life.
Yes.
You need protection
Yes.
to be able to do that. So I
Totally.
say, so like, you got it going on, but you're definitely well supported. But that connection, just keep it, Shelley, like keep talking to them, keep inviting them into your life. And that goes for anybody listening, even if you don't have, it's not required that you feel them, they're still there. So treat them as if they're actually there. I'm so passionate about just that one thing. And it doesn't matter whether you see them, feel them, doesn't actually matter. It's just, for me, it's a party when you actually finally get to feel them. But for you, you got mass protection. So just do whatever the heck you want. Break out of prison. You're good to go.
I love it so much. And can I ask you this one more thing? I don't want to take up everybody's time. If it's health related, and yet I believe we're meant to go through things karmically, or I don't even know karmically, just whatever reason we're meant, we've got a path sometime.
Mhm.
Are Is it a intrusion, or not maybe intrusion? Is it not, um, what's the word I want to use? Is it not congruent if I'm asking them to help me with that, and yet I'm meant to go through it? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, you can ask for help, but again, holding a vision of beauty um, towards whatever outcome. So I've seen people who've joined my programs before, maybe they're stage 4 cancer or they have some kind of cancer, and they join with the intention of, healing.
Yes.
Some of them have done I mean, we've seen miraculous cures, and we've also seen miraculous closure and transformation for
Yes.
people's lives. So um, I find I always ask for help, but how they help you may not be what we want, right? It could just
Got it.
help bring us more comfort with our life. Or, I definitely, there's one of our students who she transitioned, I think about a month or two after our program ended. And it was a really, it was so sad on the one hand, but she was so grateful to have such a powerful and deep relationship with spirit. And she feels like that's what she
Oh,
needed.
love it.
She needed that so that she didn't have to be afraid when her time came.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, Bryn, that is beautiful. That makes so much sense. Thank you. That answers it. Beautiful.
Yeah. So always ask for help for everything and anything. I don't care what it is. Like, you need help
Good.
flossing your teeth, ask for help to floss your teeth. All right. I mean, just keep asking for help. Let them figure out how they want to help you, though.
Beautiful. Thank you so, so much.
Yes. Thank you. It's
Thank you.
fun. It's so
Thank
fun.
you, Shelley.
Thanks, Shelley.
So Jacinth,
Thank you, guys.
Jacinth she's asking if you could tune into her guardian angel, JACINTHE.
Yes. Hi, Jacinth. Okay, let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So just saying, it's almost the same thing that I was talking about. Sometimes our spidey senses are not turned on like our physical senses. So there are practices like grounding practices that'll open you up to and I know that you're in my community, so you have come across maybe grounding in a few different ways by now. So stick with that, because people have big breakthroughs when they're really consistent with the energy practice, which is grounding or being embodied or just noticing your body. So I'm let's see here, tuning in a little. Just wait. Okay, so I see more energy over here for you, like a brightness over here. So what's that? My right shoulder, head, right shoulder. So that might be a part of your body to pay attention to, that over and invite, hey, angels, are you there? But a cool trick on figuring out where your angels touch you and hold you is like You ask, hey, where are you? And wherever you feel like they are, or you think they are, or wherever you like sense that they are, that's where they are. And so you make that connection. You don't need someone to tell you where they stand for you. You can just learn how to. And I really love these days to empower people to be able to do this work on their own, to activate their intuition, to develop their own spidey senses, because it is life saving, life changing. And it has been for me. And so that's most of the work that I do. I don't really like often do like, oh, here's your guardian angel and stuff anymore, because I really prefer to teach other people how to get that access. So just saying, you figure out where it feels like they are and then do tests, it's like a magical test over time. Um, so hopefully that helps, girl.
Thank you,
Okay.
Corinne. Yeah, and that's what the Academy does. That's what your programs do, is really just teach people how to connect with their own angels. I mean, you have like a whole program on that. One thing Shelly is asking, Shelly S is just asking, what's like an easy way to connect with our angels? And this is a good question for everyone here.
Yeah. Well, easy way to connect. I'm just trying to, figure out like in what way are they talking about connect. So the easiest way is just to start talking to them. Start talking to them and asking them to come in and show you that they're real. But I'm a bit of a ceremonialist, so I like to light a candle every morning and call in my spirit team. And I've written a book called The Angel Experiment that, if you're brand new to angels, would be a really good step-by-step process to help open you up to the angelic realm, because the angels are there, but a lot of times we can't fully feel or experience their reality, is because can be very, very like clustered with old energy or trauma, or it's just like our pipes are really rusty. So there's energy practices that can help you. So my book, or like any of my 21-day programs, is like a step-by-step process to reopen you up. So the simplest way, like I said, ask him to come to you, ask them for help, open the dialogue at least. And then there's more powerful ways that can really help anchor that work.
And what is the name of that book again?
The Angel Experiment.
I'm just gonna put it in the chat here. And can you, this is absolutely amazing, and we can, I mean, I feel like we need like a part 2. But can you let everyone know how to find you?
Yeah, the best place to find me is www.coringrillo.com. That's CORINGRILLO.com. Something that is not listed on my website right now is that I'm getting ready to kick off a 9-week angel magic ritual. And I'm inviting, and it's a first one that I've done in a long time, where I'm showing up weekly live like this, and it's like face-to-face conversations. We'll be doing mentoring, but each week I'll be really helping people conjure the right state to be really magnetic to spirit, and to help again refocus on what matters, which is your life, your impact, maybe how you're going to serve, your healing. And so we're creating this community to get us and launch us into 2021 with awesomeness and magic. So if anybody wants to look at that, you could find it at Divine Magic Mastery. And that actually kicks off, strange timing, I think it's like next Tuesday, Magic Mastery. I'll put it in here, mastery.com. Divine Magic Mastery. And so we have people joining us from all over the world who are just, like-minded souls ready to take action, and get out of the madness and reclaim their magic, their life and their vision for the world.
Yeah, I just love how well that fits in with where we're at right now, of really being creative and creating something new and creating those new kinds of ways of seeing the world around us. And
Yeah.
that's what your programs very beautifully do.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. This one, Demetria, is really heavily magic and ritual focused, like more than anything we're getting into ancient alchemy and stuff like that. And it's because since COVID started, I really embraced more of my roots as a traditional magician because I used to be in a magic school, like all the way back in like 20 years ago. And so I have had serious financial miracles happen. I mean, just stuff out of the blue just this year. And I am doing it like so many of everybody here, doing everything differently. So I did not launch the Angel Alchemy Academy this year, Demetria, because I was guided to teach people a different skill set, which is magic. Magic for their own lives. Focus on yourself first, and then maybe next year we'll get to helping you heal other people. But this year we're going to help open you up to the field of magic because we need it.
Well, that's what I always appreciated about you is you don't get stuck on, okay, this is how we do it. This is our, like you are continuously receiving guidance from the spirit realm and adjusting your course. Like I've seen you adjust your course continuously. And I just love it because that gives us all permission to do the same thing. You know, it's like, okay, we don't have, just because this worked in the past doesn't mean we have to stick, you know, we have to hang on. And if anything right now, right, like more than any time before, we really have to be open to new things.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and it was a real tough one to let go of the academy this year because I love it. But Spirit's like, hey, we need to like not do this one. And I was waiting. Okay, you guys, fine, we're not doing that. But I mean, throw me a bone, people. What else are we doing? And then it was really a couple of weeks ago that this really juicy, more personal container where it's not just modules, like we're getting together and I'm training live, these really magical experiences. But I really can't wait to get started. And let's see what's oh, Cheryl, I know, I'm excited you're coming too. Yeah. Carla too. Yay. And then Maria saying, you mentioned that the angels were near the left knee. At the same time, I felt a loud sensation in the same area. Thank you so much. Good. Yay. So she felt it in her she felt the knee tingle. Isn't that cool? It's so cool, right?
I absolutely love it. Wow. And it's, that's why I love these live calls, because there's so much alchemy that happens with whoever shows up on the call. I mean, you've definitely been called in by the angels to even be here at this time, because I just let everybody know the day before, I think Corinne just right before the call.
I know.
So, you are very guided, and there's a reason that you're on this today. So
I think so. It felt right. I was so happy to come here, and I love this format. I have a podcast too, and I think I might do some of them live like this. It's fun. It's more so juicy with real people. Yeah.
And to see your face, and like talk to you like that. So
yeah.
Thank you so much. It's 11:44. I just happened to notice angel numbers. And I guess that's a call to wrap it up and close up for today. But I would love to do this again if you would be willing.
Oh, sure, man. Anytime. I'll hang out with you anytime.
I just want to say thank you for coming, just to be able to reunite. I met you in 2013.
That's insane.
And just to reunite like this in 2017, where, so much has changed since then. And, I just want everybody to know, like, what is possible. I was in a completely different state of consciousness at that time. And
she really was. You guys, I just have to say real quick, she would come into my office and sit and you can't see my full body, but sit with as stiff as a board, knees together, hands directly on her knees. So I don't know. What's the word, Demetria? What was that feeling of?
it was, you know what it was? It's like the practice of you would always say, you said it when you said, oh, well, if you want to sit in your asana, like that straight spine, right? Like I was trying to do everything.
So rigid.
You're
So
like,
rigid.
you really
So good.
permission, right? Permission for everybody. If you're trying so hard to do everything perfectly, like this is your permission right here to let go and let spirit come into the driver's seat. And let me tell you, life becomes way more magical and elegant than when you're trying to, do it yourself. So that was your that was your legacy, Corinne. So.
My legacy. No, but like you look so, I mean, it's just like it's just, it's been amazing to see your transformation over the 7 years too. It's just like so awesome. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I honor you, and I honor the way that you show up so courageously. Really, courage at a very high level. and everybody who's here, let me tell you, if you're part of this very small gathering right here, that's what you're being called into as well. So thank you. And until we do this again, namaste, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everybody.